Okay, hi, welcome to Neo's Makeup. I'm Neo, and today we're doing another foundation wear test. By the way, not in black because this is one of the undershirts I wear to work. I'm going to be going directly into work because, basically I've tried to sit down to do this a few times a day, and every time something pops up. So, here's hoping. Today we're going to be talking about the new Shiseido Synchro Skin Self-Refreshing line. So that includes the foundation, concealer, and powder. So the fun thing is, I saw this on Trend Mood, and I remember no one was talking about it, except underneath that. But then after that, I was just like, I like Shiseido. One of my favorite lipstick formulas, their Power Matte Lip, not Power Matte Liquid Lip, it's their Modern Matte Powder Lipstick. These are incredible. Every shade I've tried is gorgeous. So, I know I liked one of the other Synchro skins, but the problem was there was only 13 shades, so I couldn't really recommend using it. Now, you might be saying, 13 shades? How were they able to get away with that? That's because Shiseido is a Japanese company. Their focus is more on Japanese skin. So, whenever they were relaunching and actually reformulating so many different things for an Eastern market last year, one of the things people asked for was foundation. So they finally brought out this new formula. It is completely new. Originally I thought it was part of the Synchro Skin, the long-lasting foundation, just in new packaging. No, this is a completely new formula. So let's get into this. This is let's see, it says it's a Shiseido first in formula for foundation that refreshes non-stop. Active Force technology synchronizes with skin and helps it to resist heat, oil, and motion for a fresh, natural finish that lasts all day, 24-hour wear. Flawless, weightless, comfort, medium, buildable coverage, dermatologist tested, and non-comedogenic. So, let's get into this. And then real quickly for the concealer, let's see, what else does it say? Long-lasting, medium, full coverage, weightless, and that's it. Yeah. Dermatologist and ophthalmologist tested. Okay. Now again, I've noticed some people have said like, oh, it doesn't matter if it's tested because it needs to be approved. And then the Synchro Skin Powder, let's see. An airline ultra-fine powder synchronizes the skin for seamless perfection. Press puff into micro mesh for dispensing, replace inner cap after use. I'm not a big fan of puffs, so I'm going to be using a brush under my eyes, maybe along the face. But the other thing about this that I did not notice because it was not on Sephora is that they also did release other products as well. So, this is the Invisible Silk Loose Powder. Oh, shoot, this is the Radiant one. I thought I got the matte. So, this I want to try, but I just realized this is the Radiant version. I'm not going to do that. No. I have more oily combo skin, so I'm not going to be testing this. Never mind. Let me grab a different powder. So on Sephora, they only had that option. So if you are looking at Sephora, just know it's the Radiant option, not the matte. The matte is on Shiseido's website. Shiseido also did release a liquid compact, so a cushion foundation, as well as a cream stick concealer. So if you want those options for the same line, they're on Shiseido's website. Real quickly, let me grab a powder, then we'll get further into this. So I just grabbed the powder from the brand I don't like to speak about again. So I am more, like I said, combo oily. My skin has gotten to that point where it's like really naturally dewy, not oily. It's got like that gap glass skin effect. So I'm like, yes. But for today, we're going to be testing 320 Pine on on Sephora. That said, that was going to be my good match. On Shiseido's website, it says I'd be 330 Bamboo. So I'm in the right range. And then for the concealer, I have 203 Light Medium. Oh no, that's just 203 Light. So let's get into the packaging real quickly. First of all, just have to say these boxes, very standard for Shiseido nowadays. For example, I have the Modern Matte Powder Lipstick right here. You can see, very similar. Now, let's get into the foundation. I love this packaging. It's very sleek, very modern, very modern day Shiseido. And of course, this does have SPF 30, so first thing, shake it up, twist kept unlock, wipe dispenser after use. Hold on, let me see if I can see. Okay, so online there is no specific way that they mention of how to use this, so we're going to get into this, but before I do also want to talk about the concealer. This is a small tube, but you actually get a fair amount of product in here. So this is 0.19 fluid ounces. That's actually more than the Can't Stop Won't Stop, which was surprising. A lot less than the Urban Decay one I just tested, but this is in between, so you're getting a fair amount. Okay, so since this is a Japanese brand, we're going to go in with the same. We're going to use the Tatcha primer in the center of my face, and again use the brand I don't want to talk about around the rest of my face. So one thing I do want to say though, real quickly, the only thing I'm really nervous about is the amount of dimethicone in this foundation. The reason I say that is because if you look at it, it says active ingredients, and so you have your sunscreens. Right after that, dimethicone. I know my skin used to be really reactive to dimethicone to the point that it broke me out very quickly. Like the Fenty foundation where dimethicone was the second ingredient broke me out in less than an hour of wear. So I am kind of cautious with this. I am a little scared. But at the same time, I saw the non-comedogenic and I'm like, you know what? We're going to be fine. I'm going to be fine. I'm going to be fine. I won't need to worry about that. And also, real quickly, the reason I wanted to test this one is because no one was talking about it. The funny thing is, I say that, and the day that I was putting everything up for what I had, the next day, Tati talked about how she's like, oh, I'm really interested in this. I'm like, no! You weren't interested when Shiseido released everything last year. Why now? Oh yeah, because it's a foundation. She's testing everyone's testing foundations because so many foundations are coming out. But I'm just like, let a small person have that first view. So I'm kind of rushing to get this one out. I know I'm probably still going to put it out next week instead of tomorrow because how my schedule is. But yeah, that was my initial response to hearing Tati talk about this foundation. Then again, she probably ordered it through Shiseido and probably got the matte powder instead of the Radiant. So there's no application tips on Sephora or Shiseido's website now that I think about it because it was the same information. So we're just gonna apply this with a brush under the eyes. I will use my not brush, my little sponge. And then from there, we're test it through the day. So let's see. Again, we're gonna shake this up. We have to twist. And then you pour it out. I'm just gonna go let's see. Ooh, that's looking a little, that's looking a little deep on me. Oddly enough, there we go. Not that liquidy, more of a mousse. Well, not mousse, but let's see. Oh wow, that actually looks really good on my skin. That was almost, oh my gosh, that was the perfect match. Whoa, do you see that? It literally blended right in. And by the way, this is the Sephora Foundation Match Brush, just because I liked how it applied the Urban Decay Stay Naked, so I was like, okay, we'll use this for Shiseido. Plus, when you look at Shiseido's website, they always have foundation brushes and no sponges, unless it's one of their creams. Oh, so in person looks really good. On camera, I can tell there's a little bit of something just because there is that SPF. But I do have to go with another pump, so let's go 1, 2, so that we can just take care of the rest of the face. And then the neck, I know it's going to be something else. No scent, which is nice. So one thing I will say is I know the Shiseido Long Lasting, the Synchro Skin Long Lasting, looked really good on my skin. I loved that formula. It actually works really well for oily combo skin. That's when my skin was actually more oily than combo. So I have really high hopes for this one, even with the high amount of dimethicone. And this just spreads so easily with a brush. Oh my gosh. Honestly, it looks like skin. Wow. I mean, there is a little like natural breakage here and there. You're like, okay, yeah, no, you can tell it's something, but it looks so nice. By the way, I do just want to say thank you to everyone who voted on the foundations. I made the executive decision to go with the Shiseido first just because, again, no one was talking about it. I wanted to have fun with this, and it's honestly the foundation I was more interested in. I'm going to go for one more pump down the neck. Like, even my stubbles cover up. That looks really good. Oh my gosh. So you can not see it. Okay. There is a slight oxidation, but honestly, I think that's just it. Like it says, it's refreshing. It's adjusting to the skin. It looks so good. Not noticing any texture. Actually, my texture looks like it's smoothed out. Okay. My skin is slightly itching, and I'm hoping that's just me like over analyzing everything, and that's not actually itching, because I want this to work out. Okay, so my camera did cut off, and now we're going to get into the concealer, which again I'm going to bounce in with a sponge. Real quickly though, I want to say, I forgot to mention it, the foundation now comes in 30 shades instead of 13, which was their previously most expensive range. And this concealer actually comes in 16 shades, I think. Let me double check that. Yeah, 16 shades, which I think is like more than double what they previously had in foundations. I mean concealers. So we're going to get into this one. This is the shade, like I said, Light 203. Very liquidy, very different type of concealer brush or applicator. So if you're looking at 320 Pine, 203 is going to be very similar in color. Like almost exactly in color. Oops. Yeah, they are very similar in color, so it's hard to actually highlight the face with this. But if you're looking for like a natural concealer color to blend with it, 203 Light. Let me just get that taken care of under the eyes. Okay, so now I know I should have gone with like 202 Light, which has more of a peach undertone, so maybe 201 Light actually. Yeah. But this actually looks really good on the skin. It looks very natural, so we're just gonna go with it. Actually, no, there's a little slight difference in color, so let me just bring this up. Going to set under the eyes with the powder I don't want to mention. Just gonna then press that into the rest of the face. I'm gonna go real quickly off camera bronze, blush, highlight, everything like that. Brows, gonna take care of those. Lip color, I'm gonna use semi-nude, I have to. I'm gonna go do all that off camera real quickly, come back, and then we're gonna see what it looks like after full application. But I will say right now, after powder, this looks really good. Again, I do look rather blanked out because the concealer looks so close to the foundation, but I actually think that might be a good idea. So, because if I'm going for more natural, it might actually be better. So I'm gonna again go off camera. I'll be right back. Okay, so here we are with everything on. The only thing I'm not a big fan of right now is the mascara. So that's on me because I chose to use my Hypnose Drama. Yeah, my Lancome, which normally is really good. Today it's being a little flaky, weird, everything. So that's on me. Right now I'm noticing nothing really changing. Oh God, it's raining. I can hear it now. My skin looks really even, looks good. I will say it is more on that like medium side, but I really like how this looks. And so I'm gonna go off camera real quickly. I know I won't be able to do much in terms of vlogging for what this, well, not like vlogging, but like check-ins because I am going into work. So I won't be able to do much for that. But otherwise, yeah, everything's looking good. Real quickly, I just want to show you without the light. Like this is what I'm seeing. Actually, we're gonna head over to my bathroom real quickly. Okay, so I know my bathroom has more yellow light, so you can see a little bit better. Still having that flashback, so I'm not surprised at that. But yeah, my skin looks really good. My skin stopped that itching. I'm not feeling anything like sinking in. So fingers crossed. And yeah, real quickly, I'm going to do a flashback test in a different room. Okay, so I just took a flashback picture test. Surprisingly, not bad. Then again, it's SPF 30. I know, but SPF 50 foundation that I have, that one has some severe flashback. But yeah. Oh wow, here you can really see it. It looks really good. Okay, I'm gonna go get ready and then I have to head out to work. So, well, I had to go eat, then head out to work. So, yeah, it's gonna be fun. Really liking how this looks right now. Hoping it doesn't clog my pores and make me break out because of the amount of dimethicone. But I have to head out. Let's go. Have my touch-up stuff, everything, just in case I need it. By the way, did forget to mention, if I do touch up, I will be using my handy-dandy Maybelline. It's the Fit Me powder. Oh, this looks really good. It's the Fit Me powder in 120 because that's like perfect for my under eyes and my T-zone. So yeah. Okay, so real quickly, I did forget to mention that this foundation comes in 30 shades, mixed between fair, light, medium, tan, and deep. Actually, very good mix. Keep in mind, Shiseido's previous formulas have only had about, the highest I saw was 13 shades, which I mean, this concealer has 16, so a lot better. But most of their shades went up to me or slightly darker than me. So the fact that they actually have deep and tan shades, I want to praise Shiseido for that. A lot of people originally were saying, oh, 30 shades isn't enough. But when it's coming from a Japanese brand, that is a lot compared to like Japanese Korean brands that bring out 6 shades and say like, oh yeah, this is our range. So yeah, I had to give Shiseido huge props for going up to 30. This is looking really good. I'm gonna go eat. Then I had to go into work. Okay, real quickly, just between going from Panda Express to Ulta, which is literally across the street, I realized my under eyes are creasing, which I've only had this on for about an hour and a half-ish of wear. Okay. That is also creasing on my lid, but that's not as noticeable. Honestly, the creasing on the under eye is not that bad, not that noticeable, because I mean, I had those naturally occurring lines, but now I'm noticing it, and it's bugging me more, so yeah, I'm not sure about how this is going to wear while I'm at work. Great! Okay, so did refresh my face using the Tarts Day Spray. This does look really natural on the skin, I do have to say that, so that's why I'm like kind of bugging a little bit, because like it looks natural, and I'm not fully used to that. I'm used to more matte than natural, but this looks really good on the skin, except for like I said, in around the corners of the nose. Nothing in the lines around my mouth, but then again, I don't really have lines around my mouth. Creasing under the eyes and in the crease. But otherwise, everything still looks good. I just wanted to refresh it just because I'm like, okay, I'm going to be going in and it's going to be drier. So, you're going to see, it's only been about 2 hours of wear. So, there's that. Yeah, we're going to go into work and see how things work. I probably will only do like one other like type of thing before I go in, and even then that's gonna be like only a picture for Instagram because of my stories. But right now I don't know how I feel about this foundation, so we're gonna see. Okay, so I just got in the car. It's been 9 hours. Okay, I know on camera I look like an oil slick. In person I don't, so I don't know why it's doing that. It also happened whenever I did my Urban Decay. um Under the eyes, it's creased, and for a little bit, it looked like it completely disappeared. I'm gonna have to check that whenever I'm actually in front of like a full mirror and everything. I did not touch up, but this stuff. Okay, so it was around 9:30. I was like, okay, I've had this on for a while. Let me just check it. I pulled out my compact and I was like, okay, wait, whoa. I don't know, it might have been around 8 or 9, something. And I was like, this still looks fresh. Like, yeah, it has that slight dew, but it was looking so fresh. And I was like, okay. You know what? Real quickly, I'm gonna blot because I have blotting papers in my car. Okay, so that helped a lot with that like overly dewiness. None of the makeup got removed. It was actually oil. So now I know. For some reason, okay. Now I'm noticing this. It's only in the area where I applied the Tatcha Silk Canvas. So, next time I do a foundation wear test, I'm not going to apply that. Plus, real quickly, no transfer onto the collar. We love that. Also, I did not even touch up my lipstick today. This is great. This is why I love this. It literally it works like a liquid lipstick, but in a tube. So that's why I love those. Anyway, I need to go home. I'm gonna drive. But yeah, you're gonna see me in like almost an hour-ish with final check-in. So I'm at Walmart because my family's still awake. So I was like, yeah, no, let me just skip that and go to Walmart. Okay. Okay, so I'm back home. It has been just around, well, actually 10 hours. Let me see. Foundation. Okay, so after I blotted it, it just went back to looking super natural. So I'm liking that. I have a feeling if I used a different primer in my T-zone, maybe I wouldn't have that issue. So next foundation review, I'm not going to use the Tatcha. The color's still holding strong. And then my under eyes. So that's where I'm having issues. Everything else is looking really nice, really good. Everything's still on, even the blush. But my under eyes is where I'm having issues. So let's zoom into that. Okay, so you can see like it's worn away. I thought I saw that in person. I did not think it was going to be that bad, but it has worn away. Let me see real quickly. Everywhere else I applied it, it still looks good. I am still getting flashback on the camera. I noticed that because like if I don't, it's just like literal skin. Anyway, okay, so you are getting flashback because it does have SPF. I would not recommend this concealer just because under my eyes, like you saw, it wore down. Um, Now I would say because of this applicator, which again is very unique, this is perfect for spot concealing. The coverage is there. Uh, Everywhere else I applied it, it wore perfectly fine. It's just that if you do have creases under your eyes, or if your eyes do water, it will also creased in the on the eye. So if you're going to wear this and you have creases where you want to apply it, I would say don't go for the concealer. Um, if you're using it to spot conceal or just to brighten, like in your T-zone but not under your eyes, okay, go for it. Because otherwise, yeah, it wears really well. But again, I feel like this is a really good spot concealer, not under eye or eyeshadow base. So this is a meh for me. Um, and let's see, this was, if I remember correctly, I want to say it was like 20, oh no, this might have been $30. This, by the way, this is said for light to medium skin. This literally is the same color as the foundation. So this is more for medium skin. This is light 203. It's going to be more medium. Diminishes the appearance of imperfections and provides medium to full coverage with up to 24 hours of wear and natural finish. Again, if you have anywhere that creases, it's not going to wear. At least on me, again, I have more oily combo, and they say this is good for normal, dry combination and oily skin. So with this, I mean the concealer, I have a hard time recommending this, especially since it is $31. So this, it's again, spot concealer, great. Anything else? Eh. Now to the foundation. um, I got so many compliments on this foundation, I have to say it. Honestly, I wait. Oh, okay. Since we already know, it kind of did crease a little bit there. Okay, that just kind of took a little bit off. Then again, this is 9 hours in, and I have more oily combo skin. That being said, so like in the areas like in the crevices on my nose is when I noticed I had a little bit of issue. But I had so many people that were like, okay, your skin looks great. What do you have? And the other people were just like, okay, you have like immaculate skin. I'm like, actually, I'm trying out a new foundation. Like, what is it? So I had a few people asking me, and I would say I really do like this foundation. Um, is it perfect? Not for me. Do I like it? Yes. Okay, and here's the thing. So you saw when I first applied it, it looked so skin-like. It stayed skin-like for hours. And literally, so it says it's self-refreshing. Which, sorry, the reason I keep looking down is because I'm trying to pull up the information about it. It literally did that. Like I said, it was around 9 o'clock-ish that I checked myself in my little mirror in here. And I was like, okay, let's see. Whoa. Because I checked a few times before. My skin was looking kind of weird. But I looked at that time and my skin just, bam, it looked so good. So I don't know how it does it, but it just refreshes itself. It literally tastes like whatever you have and then does it again. It makes it better. So that's highly confusing. 320 Pine, perfect shade for me. Other shades I were like 220 and Maybelline. 41 Double N in Urban Decay Stay Naked, 32S, which I know that one's really yellow on me, in Tarte. But let's see. So, a weightless foundation that synchronizes the skin for self-refreshing nonstop for an up to 24-hour wear for just applied look and flawless finish. I will say, you can't really see it in person, but my skin literally looks like it's like perfection. There's no emphasis of texture. My skin just looks like skin, but perfected. Which is why a lot of people were like, what are you wearing? Even my manager in my gym was like, okay, Lonnie, what is that? And I'm like, Shiseido. And she's like, okay. Let's see. Medium coverage, oddly enough, I don't know why my foundations have been doing this lately whenever I'm doing wear tests, but it starts off more medium as the day goes on, it gets a little more fuller coverage. So that's really interesting. But again, this just looks so natural. Not like, so if I had to rank my foundations on what looks most natural, I would say this looks the most natural. Like I'm looking on camera, I'm like, yeah, that just looks like my skin. I look in the mirror, I'm like, yeah, that's just my skin. If I had to say what's my next most natural, would probably be the Urban Decay, followed by like, and that has more of a natural matte finish. Then you also have like the Urban Dream Cover, which I love, but that does apply a little more cream-like, where this just smooths in and sucks into the skin. Now I will have to test it to make sure there's no breakouts that I'm having, because again, my skin does not like dimethicone. Just finished like with my face, and my skin did not break out. So, for example, like when I used the Fenty, I had little red dots like all over my cheeks and on my forehead, and I have nothing. This right here is just from shaving. It just happens. Same on this side, but everything else, good. So yeah, if you have sensitive skin, this most likely will not break you out. If you do have sensitivity to SPF, certain types of sunscreens, check to see what type of sunscreens inside this, because then it might be the kind that reacts to your skin. Honestly, I do have to say, knowing that this has not broken me out, I would give this, and that's like the #1 ingredient after the sunscreen. Good for normal, dry combination, and oily skin. With that, I would say, if you are more on the dry to normal side, you will probably love this even more. If you're more on the combo oily, you will love this, but you will want to bring like something to touch up throughout the day, even though this does touch itself up. Just have some things so that you're not too oily in some areas. Like I said, I did, well, I mean, you saw the blotting paper. I did blot under the eyes and in my T-zone, and that immediately rejuvenated the skin to where it looked like it was just applied. And again, my skin is still looking really good. It has a natural luminous look to it because my skin has been more of that glass skin. So I'm getting more of that finish than anything else. So honestly, I really do like this foundation. Would I use it every day? Most likely not, because being more in Florida, this is more of a winter foundation for me, because that's when it's going to get a little more dry. We're not going to have to deal with humidity as much. So this would be a really good one where it's like, okay, you want something natural, you want it to look good and stay on, and I know my skin won't be as oily around winter. So honestly, for me, this is like a good winter foundation, because again, it won't have as many oils, or if I am going out for a little bit with friends or anything and I just want something to where my skin looks natural, looks like, okay, he smoothed it out. So I would recommend this. The concealer, again, no, I would not recommend that. But this foundation, I would rank. I'd say, if I had to give it a star system, I'd say this is like a 4 point, yeah, 4.2. Really good. Again, it just looks so good on the skin that I just love how it looks. Because of my skin being a little more on the oily side, I do have to focus for that, and so I had to um, think about that. But again, it's been almost, ooh, it's been like 11 hours of wear, and this still looks so good. Yeah, honestly, everything is still looking so good. Again, concealer, if you'd like to spot conceal, find the right one for you. This is good for that. Under the eyes is going to disappear. Um, Powder, I wish I would have realized it was the radiant instead of the matte, because then I probably would have loved it. Then again, that said, it has like an 8-hour wear, so I would have to take it with me and powder up like at least once. But then again, I had my regular powder with me, my touch-up powder that I go by. Um, so yeah, I'm kind of sad I don't like the concealer, and I'm definitely sad that I got the wrong powder. But I'm so glad I tried this foundation because it just looks so good. Um, Also, I forgot to mention the foundation is a little high in price. It is $47. You do get a fluid ounce. And then again, you do have more of the luxury side with Shiseido, especially since it's more skincare focused. That's just their shtick. So there is that as well. By the way, lip color stayed on. Didn't even need to touch it up after eating. I don't have the shade with me because I accidentally left it in my car. But that's why I love these modern mattes. They dry down like a liquid, and they stay comfortable. So yeah, there's that. Anyway, I'm going to stop rambling. I hope you enjoyed this video, especially this breakdown of everything in my head. I am going to see possibly about trying to find the matte powder, and the concealer I'm probably going to see how I can wear it in a day-to-day with just spot concealing little imperfections and just blending it out, because that probably would work really well too, especially since it is this color. So I'm going to try that. I know I'm going to have 2 more foundation reviews coming up soon, where at the end I'm going to go through and talk about the 4 foundations I tested, talk about the pros and cons of each, and like rank them in my head. So yeah, I'm going to go off camera. I'm going to go eat. You have a good day or night wherever you are, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.